Howdy. It is 9:33 in the morning. I don't think I've woke up this early in forever. But today is a special day because there is a secondhand designer pop-up market thing happening today. This is the first time I've ever been to one of these in Sydney. I'm excited and I'm gonna take you with me, and I'm gonna put on an outfit as well, and the whole shebang a bang a wang a thingy jingy. Alright, I'm ready. I'm all ready now. This is the outfit. I'll show you in the mirror in a second, but just a POV. I got my earrings on. I'm wearing the whole 9 yards, man. I haven't done this in ages. I'm wearing a beanie because it's turning fall now, so it's a bit nippy. It's like 23 degrees, I think, but it's cloudy too, so not too sure. I mean, I can always just take this off. Sunglasses, Gentle Monsters. I have my necklaces from all over the place. Bracelet and rings. Yeah, I'm wearing everything right now. I haven't like accessorized this much in like forever. So it is kind of uncomfortable. Well, not uncomfortable, but it's definitely a weird feeling. And then here we have the outfit. I'm wearing some very slutty shorts, in my opinion, for me personally. These are some shorts that I just made. These are the sample. These is wool outer, and then it's got like a cotton lining, so it's nice and comfortable. We have the AWP sweatshirt, and then underneath I just have a Rick tank top, Muji belt, LEB boots, and Uniqlo socks, and my tote bag with all my charms in it, and the beanie. Yeah, I knitted myself. So that's the outfit, all black, very comfortable. And I brought what I brought. You probably can't see, but I brought what do you call it? A measuring tape, because it's gonna be a market. There's gonna be a ton of people there. I'm not gonna be able to try stuff on probably. So, and plus I want to buy stuff for my girlfriend, and she can't be there with me because she has work today. So unfortunately, it's just me today. But I will be measuring stuff for her and like seeing if there's anything that she would probably like there. Because to be honest, I'm just kind of there for the vibes, to be honest. Because my wardrobe is kind of stacked right now. Unless I see something that I really like, which is quite rare, probably won't get anything, to be honest. But I will take you guys along and show you what it's like. And lastly, fragrance. I'm really into my fragrances, and I think today is Twas. I got this secondhand. Always be mindful, you can get tons of things secondhand. Like we bought it at like 90%, like it barely touched, and we only got it for like 100 and something. And the Labo was hella expensive, so it was 100% worth it in my opinion. I think the Labo was extremely strong and definitely worth the money in my opinion. I think it's one of the best perfume brands in my personal opinion. It's got a ton of projection, it lasts forever, and the scent is so strong and so unique. The next one I want to get is, for me, I want to get Fleur d'Orange. We got Tin Noir because we both like it and we both use it a lot. As you can probably tell, we've used quite a lot of the bottle already. And we've only had it for a couple months. But I like to do 3. But because I'm spicy today, I'm gonna do 4. So yeah, I'm gonna drive to the station, and then I'm gonna take the train into the city because it's in the city, and good luck trying to find parking in the city. So I'll see you guys there. Sorry about the dangling air freshener. Shout out Westfield, sponsor me. But you know, it smells nice, so it's there. Station's really close by, so I just drive there and then just park there. And then from there I'll head into the city. Sydney CBD lately it's been hella packed no matter what day you go. I've lived in Sydney like pretty much my whole life, and only like post-COVID has it really, like, in my opinion, really taken off. But then again, like, when I was younger, I used to never go out, and when I did go out, I didn't really go into the city. You know, I feel like the city is definitely something you can enjoy more, like once you're like 18 onwards. But I'm not too much of a party person, anyways. So like when I have like a day off, I usually just spend it at home, playing video games and stuff. So yeah, at least I from my personal lived experience, the city has gotten a lot busier, and Sydney in general has gotten a lot busier post-COVID. What is going on here? The market I'm going to is called Second Life, and this is the first time they're doing a designer-focused Second Life market, and that's kind of why I want to go to it. I've never been to the Second Life market just because I'm not too into vintage, and not only that, but the vintage in Sydney is kind of shit. But that depends on what you're into, and I'm not into the kind of vintage pieces that are available here. If you're into like more kind of sportswear brands or leisure brands, I think Sydney is the place to be. Like Rip Curl and Oakley, and I think there's quite a lot of Stussy here as well, and other stuff here and there. I think Australia is definitely, as a country, more interesting once you kind of look at the actual heritage of it. And yeah, the original owners of the land. I wish in high school we learned more about it, in my personal opinion. As someone that is an immigrant, it's hard to latch on to being Australian without really knowing what that means. So yeah, shout out any Aboriginals watching this. I am quite excited about going to this because I haven't really been to like an event, like a fashion focused event like this in Sydney ever, I don't believe. I've been to like markets and stuff, and I've like dressed up and gone out to them, but not to the level of, because this is kind of like for the fashion community kind of thing, and I've never really felt a part of it. And so I am kind of nervous about going to this and like seeing what it's like, especially Sydney being my home, what it's going to be like here. I think it is going to be very interesting, and being able to see like what people wear is very inspiring to me. I think everyone period dresses well in this country, to be honest. I do have some hot takes here and there, but I do think relatively speaking, people here dress quite well. The people that do put in the effort, that is. I did have a couple of outfits in mind, like the whole get your outfit ready before first day of school kind of vibe. I never really had that because in Australia you have to wear school uniforms to school, so you never really had that kind of like pressure or like drive to want to wear something kind of nice to show off. It's just not really the culture around here, but this was like kind of an opportunity for me to do that, and I haven't done it in a long time, so yeah, I did have a couple of outfits in mind, I won't lie. Depending on the weather, I was gonna wear different things, and I was having that, oh my god, someone's already dripped the fuck out at the station. Just pulling up now to park. Perfect. I think for me, this is a very fun outfit, and I'm enjoying myself wearing it, which sounds kind of weird, but I do genuinely have fun wearing clothes, I'll see you there. I found myself a nice, quaint little spot. I tried to find a place where I could put my phone up and record, but you know, in the middle of nowhere. Well, not in the middle of nowhere, in a park. So I didn't really bring equipment with me, so yeah, this will have to do. Chilling out, me and my bestie, the ants. There's a lot of ants on this chair. I just want to give a kind of a review or give my personal review of the event. I think it was great. It was a $25 entry fee, but I'm in a position where I'm spending money on designer clothes anyways. So, you know, $25 isn't that much, to me at least. And yeah, it was really nice. I think it was really interesting because you get a real sense of like what people in Sydney are wearing and buying, because all the sellers are locals. And some stalls are even just like people just like selling their personal closets. Like it's not like they run like a store or anything, like an archive store. Like it's just like people selling clothes. Oh, and if you hear the yelling, there's a bunch of lads playing cricket. So yeah, just like on the main reserve. I noticed that there was a lot of women's wear, and now that my closet's kind of done, you know, and I've always been kind of bored of menswear, to be honest. It's really gotta like do something interesting, because you're kind of limited in the amount of shapes and silhouettes you can go for, because of like the fact that we don't have certain categories like skirts, dresses, and high heels. You know, it is kind of limiting, and it is kind of sad. I wish more brands did, especially high heels in men's sizes. For me personally, I do like the silhouette, and I do like the way that it looks. Not even typical like high heels, like they can just be like heeled shoes. You know, I don't dress up that often, and so when I do go to events, it's usually like a special event, and I can actually like wear that kind of item, so I don't mind spending money on it. So yeah, really interesting. Some of the brands that I saw a lot of was Miu Miu for some reason. There was Julius. There was a lot of undercover Comme des Garçons, like all the kind of Comme sublines. There was a lot of Yohji Yamamoto. There was quite a bit of Raf too. And then sprinkled throughout was like really low-key brands. Not a lot of like Balenciaga, Gucci, Louis Vuitton. Not a lot of mainstream luxury brands. There was a lot of like designer brands, but there weren't a lot of new ones. A lot of stuff there was like proper vintage designer, like old Dior. Like it was like you could see the age on some of these pieces, and it's like the beginning of the century, and beginning of the century now is considered vintage, and it's quite interesting being a part of like this new generation where, you know, the stuff that's coming out now won't be vintage yet, but they're trying to recreate the aesthetic of vintage. It's kind of weird. Like, it's like vintage went mainstream, and so now everyone's clothes kind of look old on purpose, but they're actually made now. And then when you see the actual old clothes, it's like way different. It's a lot more starchy too. And I find like a lot of the fabrics used for like old vintage garments were very coarse and very structured, and I thought it was very interesting. I did try on another piece. I tried on the white Yoji top. Unfortunately, it didn't fit me, and that was like the only piece I was really like eyeing out, to be honest. I did see that Julius top jacket thing, and it is quite interesting to me, but it wasn't anything worth spending a lot of money on. I didn't get anything for myself, but as you saw earlier, I got the piece for my girlfriend. There's also a picture of me wearing it, because just to show her how it would fit. And if they design dresses for men, I'm with like the men's silhouette in mind. I feel like, you know, it could look good, in my opinion. Yeah, there was a lot of women's stuff, and so I actually had a lot of fun looking for clothes for my girlfriend, because I actually really love women's fashion, but it's just unfortunate that I can't wear it myself personally unless the sizes are like big enough for me to fit into. But I love the silhouettes that the women's wear designers really play with, you know, cinching in the waist, A-line silhouettes. I really love A-line silhouettes. They're kind of like my go-to kind of silhouette. I also found that there was a lot of JPG, which was really interesting as well. I can kind of see why people are into JPG here, because I find like a lot of Australians do like to wear color. Not a lot of people dress all black. In my opinion, it was definitely worth it to go, because one, I love to get out of the house, and two, there was a really nice selection there. Plenty of different sizes, plenty of different designer, a little bit of everything for everyone. And it wasn't, I think my only gripe with it was that they just like, you know, they funneled people in, you know, like it was packed. It was packed. Like you would look at a piece and then someone else would kind of just like, you know, swift through stuff next to you. It's not the nicest experience, but you know, it is a market, you know, that's the kind of, I wasn't expecting it to be like some like, you know, one-on-one kind of tour around the shop kind of thing. I think it was full, and it was getting hot towards the end once like people start moving. You know, the music was really loud too. It was pretty much like a party, a warehouse party vibe kind of thing, like an opening kind of thing. I thought everyone that went there, well, a lot of the people that went there were dressed like really nicely, and you kind of get to see like Sydney style. I went into it with kind of no expectations, and I only heard about it because the consignment store where I put my boots up in the last video has a booth there, and I was like, oh, this looks really interesting. I did go in with kind of no expectations, so I wasn't really on the hunt for anything myself, to be honest. Like, if whatever showed up there, I would have been happy either way. You know, I was just there to kind of take it all in, just for the experience, really. And I found it really enjoyable. And I think you don't need to buy things to, you know, enjoy clothes. At least that's my perspective. You know, I love looking at shows. I love hearing the story about garments. And if I'm able to, or if I really like the item, I would love to buy it just to support, you know, designers and whatnot and the arts. But, you know, if you can't afford that kind of stuff, then, you know, I still think fashion is fun, regardless of how much you spend or how much you don't spend. What was really cool as well is that, you know, they had like the old stuff. So like the stuff that you'd only see in pictures, you can kind of like feel it for the first time. Because, you know, a lot of these like Margiela pieces or Raf or Yoji pieces that were, you know, that came out before my time, or like me knowing about like fashion and stuff, like it was really cool to be able to like actually touch it and see it in person, kind of feel it, to get an idea of kind of how it, well, I mean, I got the full experience, you know, and that's something that you can't get unless you look on secondhand. And a lot of the times, especially in Sydney, there's not much access to it, and so like you know, like all I do is like look at stuff on the internet. And so it's really cool to actually see it in person and to actually feel it in person. So yeah, now I'm just enjoying the rest of my day off. It was a little bit stressful, I won't lie. There was a lot of people. I don't really like crowds too much, but 10 out of 10, I would do it next year 100%. Even if like I don't want stuff, like I just want to see, you know. And $25 for that experience, I think it's fair. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe, all that jazz. And let me know what you think about Sydney and Sydney fashion from this video. What were your first impressions? It would be interesting to hear from you guys from a outsider's perspective, if you're not from Sydney. I love to hear your opinion based on the cover of what I've shown you in this video.